Welcome back to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm Curtis Smith. Just as there are things to do in the orchard in the fall, there are things you ought to be doing in your garden. Ron Job's going to show us some things he does in the garden. And Ron, you've got a soil test kit here ready to go.
Right, Curtis. I test my soil every fall in the garden and also in the compost pile and to get a reading on what I need and what I'm deficient in. And I think it's better to fertilize your garden and take care of the nutrient deficiency so to have a whole winter to work in your soil.
Right, it's better also because the soil test readings are better if you're taking it from a warm soil than from a cold soil. In the spring, your results won't be the same.
Right. I took this soil sample from about 3 inches down in the garden.
Not on the surface because there may be some debris or something that would interfere, so it's good to go down a few inches.
Yeah, and what I do is I add my chemical to these little cartridges.
Okay, comes in little, looks like
little
capsules. Put the chemical in there. See it in the bottom there.
Okay.
And
then I add 5 to 1 distilled water to the sample.
So you've got soil sample, and we're going to put 5 times as much water in.
Right. So I add a half a cup. So if I add 2 of these and a half, I'm in good shape.
Okay. Next step?
Next step is to shake it up thoroughly. Put the cap on and get it shake thoroughly. And then you let it settle out a little bit. I've added the chemicals to the other containers here.
Let's see what you've got here. You've got potassium, pH, nitrogen, and phosphorus that you're testing.
Right. The set is pretty good for everything, I think, but the pH only goes to 7.5, and
well,
it's...
I talked to Dr. Flynn. He's a little wary of the phosphorus test as well because these are really designed for eastern soils, which are more acid. Our soils tend to have various factors that can interfere with this result, so you may or may not get a good test result. So the point that he made is it's a good idea when you buy a kit, if you'll go ahead and take the same soil sample and send it into a commercial lab, you get the results back, compare your kit to that, so you know how your kit's going to read relative to a test that's made for this soil. Then the rest of the time you're using that kit, you can go ahead using that knowledge. But it's a good idea to have that baseline test done as well. And then when you buy a new kit, you may have to get another one again.
Yeah, that double check don't hurt a thing.
Are we ready to
Yeah,
do
we're
this?
ready to do this. If you'll open that one up, and you fill it up to the line,
and here's the lid.
okay, and then you shake it a little bit, and then we'll go to the next one.
Get that powder all dissolved in here. Okay, and I'll be the shaker
Okay,
again.
All right. Thanks for your help, Curtis.
Oh, this is fun. Real hard work.
Okay.
One to go.
One more to go.
Okay, and this is going to take a little time for these color reactions to develop.
Right.
So during that, why don't we let you show us some other things you do? You add manure in the fall, don't you?
Yes, I do. I put manure in my garden. Usually my chicken manure out of the greenhouse every year, but then every 3 years I put cow manure on.
Okay, so you've got some here to show us how you're going to do that. And this is chicken manure, and that's one you want to be careful with, so it's good to put it in the fall.
And now smooth it down just a little bit.
And then you just put it in. You incorporate it with your rototiller.
Incorporate it into the soil.
Ron, your colors have developed here so we can see the results. And all we have to do is look at the color of the solution, compare it to the color on the side of the container, and we can get our results.
Yeah, it looks like the potash and nitrogen is sufficient. How about the pH and phosphorus?
pH is alkaline, which is what we expect here, and you have some phosphorus here, so you're okay.
Good test.